Good morning. Morning, everyone. Morning, Prime Minister, members of Cabinet, acknowledging the head table, and persons who are viewing. Darren Snack, General Manager, St. Lucia Air and Seaports Authority. And I would also like to acknowledge the chair of my Disaster Management Committee, Mr. Nicholas Myers, who is also here with us today. With regards to Slaspa and our responsiveness, firstly, thank you very much, Prime Minister, for the decision on the airports. And just to indicate the importance to everyone, what it allowed Slaspa to do last night is to issue what you call a notice to MN. It allowed us to inform the community internationally that the airports will be closed from 10:30 today. In fact, the last flight is leaving George Charles Airport at 9:50 this morning. So that allowed us to communicate with the international community very early, so you don't have persons going to the airport this morning trying to get a flight out of St. Lucia and you don't have flights available. With regards to our facilities in general, we do have all of the vehicle fleet and our generators, of course, topped up as our normal emergency response and disaster preparedness. Our entire disaster preparedness team, chaired by Mr. Myers, would have met yesterday just to review and ensure that everything is in place with regards to the upcoming system. At the airports, we do have 7 days of storage of water, and we also do have, of course, our generators, which would allow for electricity continuity for a few days. We would have also, at the seaports, ensured that the drains have been cleared in terms of any flooding, to allow as much as possible for water to get outside of the facility into the seas. Our navigational systems, lights, etc., would have been removed. Our boats would have been, our pilot boats would have been removed from the waters. And of course, after operations, when businesses close at the seaports at 1 o'clock today, then we would take out whatever is remaining within the seaports, because again, we would be serving the public and the customers up until that time. Slaspa, once we close at 1 o'clock, we will be doing sandbags, Laplace carénage, just to secure the facilities, and at the airports as well. This will be done on closure from 10:30 and at the seaports from 1 o'clock. The container stacks, which is normal, we put them at 2 levels to ensure that if you have any strong winds, you don't have any containers that are dislodged and cause a lot of harm. So that has happened. The crane would have been lowered as well. Our ports police will be on duty. They are, of course, very critical in terms of security in the facilities. So they are on shift and they will be on duty throughout. We do have barracks at the facilities, all of our facilities at Slaspa. And I think I would have spoken about the NOTAM. Yes, in terms of communication, very importantly, we a few months ago would have ordered some new radios, handheld radios, in the event that our main communication system goes down. Slaspa also in the past would have ordered satellite phones. So therefore, we have one in the north, one in the south, to ensure that, again, that there is seamless communication and persons can report on anything that would have happened in terms of any adverse incidents that may happen at any of the facilities. So we also have satellite phones and radio communication throughout the authority. I think these would be the main points. Chair, disaster management.
Airport.
And the airports, yes, Prime Minister.
So the airport closes at 10:30.
10:30 today, yes. Yeah.
And it will be reopened after there's an all clear.
Yes, so once the assessment is done of the airport, once we get the all clear and everything is normalized, the NOTAM, with an issuance of a notice to air mariners, you have to have an end time. So we have given them an end time, I think, of 3 o'clock tentatively tomorrow. But that changes based on all clear and once all the conditions are acceptable for the aviation industry.
And you close the airport based on?
The airport was closed based on discussions between NEMO and some of our key stakeholders to ensure that besides the traveling public, that the entire airline community, the 1,300 plus persons we have working within our airport community, can get home safely. So that is why the airports were closed. It also allowed for early notification so that the airlines would not be in transit, and we await a decision out of Nemac, Prime Minister, so that they would not be traveling to St. Lucia, because the airplanes cannot safely land or depart above 20 knots. And with tropical storm force winds expected, it would not be safe at all for the aircraft to operate within our space. So looking at all of those factors, the decision was taken to close at 10:30 this morning. And as well, some of the airlines, especially the regional airlines, had moved to cancel flights because they realized their own mobility. The main cargo planes at George Charles would have relocated their operations very early once there was a threat coming into St. Lucia.